Hello and welcome to this, the 10th episode of the Noob versus Foot Founder Road to Glory. So we've been going for 10 episodes now, and I thought it'd be a good time, and approximately a month, and I thought it'd be a good time for us to go through the club and see what we've actually managed to accrue. So we're going to switch over to the face cam. There we go. And we'll see where we are. So I think I'm just going to talk over the club and we're going to go see what we've managed to accrue, what the next steps are, and what the goals for this series are. So obviously we have the table. There's been a couple more adjustments. I'll put out an updated table in a little bit, but essentially the core thing is that we've put it such that players worth over 100,000, so gold players, things like Neymar and so on, they're worth 1 point for every 100,000 coins they are bought for. So me and Julian have decided to go in two different directions. So we're still going to be competing as a background thing, but I'm more of a squad builder. So I like building lots of different squads, seeing what I can make, trying to build rainbow squads. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. In view of that, you will see that in my club I've aimed to get a lot of SBCs and a lot of different card types to build interesting squads, a la Jack 54 HD. Julian, on the other hand, wants to get Pushkas and build a Hungarian team because he's very proud of being his Hungarian heritage, as he should be. So because of that, we're going to be deviating a little bit, and there'll be a little bit more of a personal flavor in our series, with a view of trying to get as many cards as possible and different types of cards. We'll see what we've got in our club. This is the squad I'm currently using because I was aiming for the icon swap. So I'm actually going to go to squad selector. So the next objective, so we've only got 3 days left because I left it very late to do icon swaps. I'm going to go for the Liga NOS, and then we'll go for the UCL, which I've also bought, and where I've actually done one of the stupidest things where I bought a Sanson when I was supposed to bid for it. Not Sanson, Tholvan I bought for 10k. He's only worth 1.5k. So massive facepalm moment. But as you can see, I've spent quite a bit on this team. Let's say, apart from that 10k, I would have spent maybe 20k or so on this team. So that 10k is obviously taken everything up. But so I've got to do the UCL, then I've got to do the Liga NOS, and I should have enough to complete Nemanja Vidic. Now, I used to be a Man U supporter. Now I'm not I don't follow football as much, but as you can see, I've done these. So I've done the Premier League in foot friendlies. I've done the La Liga in foot friendlies. You'll see that coming up. And I'm going to be trying to grind for these two. I've only got basically 2.5 days left at this point, at the time of recording. But trust me, this was a massive grind, and I have tilted off the face of the earth at this game multiple times. But let's go and see what we've got in our club. So, search type, player search, search now. So these are the players that are in our club. So we have this Lone Messi, Team of the Year, and Lone Messi. So I use these in foot friendlies. Yes, I'm one of those people, I'm sorry. But other people do too, so I don't feel too bad. And I use Aubameyang for the team. So we've got Moment Suarez, Flashback Higuain, Nominee Grealish, or didn't make it Grealish, the Beckham that everyone got. This Varane, which I'm very happy we packed. First owner untradeable, he plays 16 games, he's a beast. El Nesri, which I got for, you'll see in the, one of the next episodes. I got this for about, I think 15k total, because I packed an Icardi from an untradeable pack, so I just banged it into the SBC, bought a Saul and a Roberto, that was it. The Danny Ings, which, let's see how much this is worth. List on transfer market, compare price. So he's now gone up in value by quite a bit. So I bought him for, I think 28k, and I don't see anything under 30k. So he's gone up in value, so that's good. Next page, got that Kubo, which again, he's played 77 games for me. He's used as a sub quite often, and let's see how he compares. So bought for 19k, and he's now worth nearly twice that, really. So again, I may be changing my club up a little bit. So Kubo might actually might not stay in the club. He's served his use, but he's fallen way behind the power curve. So he's very good. If he gets upgraded, we'll see. We'll see how he does after his next one. But we'll see how they're doing in the next match. I took the Bakambu. I should have taken the Duncan, but Bakambu's pretty good, and I do, like I said, want to build multiple squads. So if CSL come up with more cards, they've got a Rule Breakers Taliska, who looks interesting, Record Breaker Oscar, and they've also got a Hero TX Sierra. So I will be looking to try and build as inventive a squad as I can in the CSL, because that's the closest to Heritage I can get a load of Brazilians. Then the rest of these, so I bought Joe Gomez again, Beast, bought him with a Shadow, Lacazette. Most of these are all untradeable at this point. I think Talisca I bought for 800, which I think is really worth it. He's definitely going to go in my CSL squad. This Tovan, and then yeah, I've also packed this Romero as untradeable. So let's go into the squads that I've managed to build. So obviously there are objectives in this game. So I've got a fully UCL squad. The best squad I currently have is, where is it called? It's under my concepts, because I sold a couple of things, didn't I? So let's see what I've got. So it's the Sabitzer that I sold, sure. So I think this is my best current squad, because apart from this, El Nesri may come in, and let's put El Nesri instead of Lacazette. So, and Varane's here. So I'll give you an idea of what. So this is the best squad I think I've got currently. It's got almost all of my special cards in. But I think Kubo's fallen behind the power curve, and I want to get Mendy because he's the next meta player that I'm missing from my squad. So let's go for a quick squad builder, because I like squad building, and we'll build a squad. So concept. So let's go. So players who I think will make it: Suarez, Grealish. So Grealish is pretty good. I think I might need to try a different chem style on him, is my main problem. So the problem with El Nesri is that I'm used to using Danny Ings, who's maybe just a bit less in physical, but better passing, better, like almost equal everywhere else, and chance to upgrade. So Danny Ings currently. Gomez. And so it won't be Kubo in my squad. Who else? Lorente, definitely. Pope. And I don't know who else would be in my squad for now. Let's see what we've got now. So, you join me as I've finished building and constructing my squad. So, I've got Ousmane Dembele here. I may go for Carrasco. Carrasco's, I think, first in form. His second in form is going over 100k and is 86 rated, so that'll be a bit difficult. But this is a pretty good looking card. I may try to put a catalyst on him, because I don't like my left. I want my left mid to be a provider. I don't need him to particularly be hitting the ball, but I do want him to be fast. So pace, he's got very good dribbling, good shooting. Let's look at his in-games. So if I put a catalyst on him, boost his passing, boost his pace, he's got good agility, good poor balance. So I'm basically stuck either between putting engine or putting a catalyst on him. Ousmane Dembele is basically the cheap option that I'd go for. For him, again, catalyst, but he's already got good enough dribbling. I may go for Ousmane Dembele initially, and he may stay in the squad for a while. As you can see, I've managed to get the Ings in here and the El Nesri's down here. Mainly done this because he just feels slow. That balance basically ruins it for me. It's the same problem I have with Suarez. He should feel faster than he is, but he isn't. And I don't know what it is. I think it might be just his body type, but I mean, he's only I play a lot of squad battles, but he's got managed more than 2 goal contributions per game for me. So I'm basically chatting out my booty hole. And again, I'm chatting down. But again, having changed my squad, essentially, what's happened is most likely I'm now coming up against better competition, better squads, and you know, I'm managed to win much more easily. But essentially, you may see me throw some gameplay in here. If you don't, that'll conclude this week's episode. Sorry, it's a bit more of a low maintenance. I just felt like going through the club might be a good thing. One last thing we'll go through is probably the stats for the club. So if we go to club, and so let's go into the player stats for the club. So active squads overall. So we'll sort by overall. Let's go with games played. So Kubo is my most played player. Not surprising. Got him quite early on. Used him a lot. Abused him a lot. Goals. Danny Ings up there. He scores a lot, but this is a lot in squad battles. I find against people, Suarez is actually much more reliable and Danny Ings can be stopped. So I think it's the finesse shots that I'm actually able to get with Suarez. Kubo doing work. And again, so at the beginning I love Danny Ings. I think Danny Ings is probably my favourite player for squad battles, but I think against tougher opponents, it's a little difficult. Top players, Danny Ings, Kubo, Llorente. Llorente, I would say, is probably one of the greatest. Sissoko, I think, when I'm playing online, I prefer Sissoko to Grealish. So that, and it might be more of a case that because Sissoko is defensive and has good stamina, I can use him and abuse him and basically make him walk around and try and tackle players, but also let my defense defend. Whereas with Grealish, I try to attack too much. So that's something in my game I just need to correct. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you next week.